We had an $18.20 winner yesterday. We are on to the second to last turf racing day here for 2024. Keith, let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got going on over here on the lovely Laurel lawn. Shaping up to be a wonderful racing card here on Saturday.
Second to last.
Yeah.
The penultimate day.
Penultimate day.
Of turf season.
As Ron Nicoletti likes to say.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We enjoy the penultimate.
We do.
All right. Track fast, turf firm, beautiful day. 51, going to warm up a little bit. Touch of a breeze at 10 miles per hour. I thought the turf yesterday at Cali played a little bit back to that speed edge.
Yes.
We'll see if things change a bit today, but we're going to roll through this card. We've got 10. We've got 3 stakes. Looking forward to it. It's a great betting card on tap. We finally hit a pick 4 yesterday just to kind of give a little tap on the shoulder.
There we go.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
But no, let's kick it off. Early pick 5?
Yeah, absolutely. Starts in this maiden claiming 30,000 for the 3, 4, and 5-year-olds, 5.5 on the turf. Scratches in the 3, 12, 15, the 14 as well. The 13 does run. Keith, you and I both go with the number 1 pick as these. Mark Salvaggio, Lionel Bieto.
No.
No, we don't.
Did I send this wrong again?
Sorry,
the 11.
The 11.
Yeah, I went 11, 10, 6, 7.
I have it written down. I just looked at the screen. So, yes, you go
Okay.
with the 11, Raptor Razzle on top.
Yes.
And let's take a look exactly why. A little bit of issue coming out of the gates in that last effort.
No doubt. Broke through the gate pre-race. Got away about a 16th of a mile. Great job by the one of the outriders there to apprehend Raptor Razzle. But this horse I'm chasing again. Yes, right back at you, short rest. Caught wide and a pretty decent middle move. We're going to pick this one up, leaving the far turn, past the 3/8 to the 5/16. I like the highlight there, 3 wide betwixt and between. Making this challenging move, just couldn't quite sustain it through the final quarter of a mile. Run against the right kind. Captain Dusty, American Memories is a recent winner, albeit for 20. Has a turn of foot, needs to behave behind the gate. I'm going to take one more shot at that kind of number. 15-1 morning line with Matilda Burnham. Yes, if a good break. And looking at how this race is going to shape up, there's not a slew of true speed. Maybe Steam Not Goes, Locomotive could. First blinkers on the turf for Certificate de Zurich. But take a shot there. And another price, the 10, just to the inside. Andre Chavez for Damon Dilladovico. Beating a Poland debut on the main track. Not bet at all. Steadied at the 5/8. Just looking at the breeding. Super 99s, you don't really think a whole lot about turf. But that bottom side, the mare, I see Laurel de Samano. I see a speedy family. Why not take a shot second time out? Go ahead and just try to whistle to the front. 11, 10, 6, 7. 6 looks like the legitimate closer in here, as does your horse, the 1, Thick as Steve's. The 7's interesting. Karamanos goes here. Really an interesting claim. They claim the horse, I think, out of Kentucky or somewhere for like 30. I'm looking to breed not a whole lot. So just Kreiser, he's 20%, 326 ROI, first turf kind of over this last several years. So it's an interesting little spot here for the 7 come out about. Interesting opener today.
Yeah, Keith starts off with some prices in the 11 and the 10, wraps it up with the 6 and the 7. Going ahead to race number 2 that starts the early pick 4 in this claiming 7,500, going 7 furlongs on the dirt for the 3-year-olds and up. Scratches in the 2, 7, 12, 13, and 14. You go with the number 11 in there as well and collaborate on the outside there for Damon Deal. But it's a day of Damon.
Could be
today.
a Damon day.
Yeah.
Let's hope. Let's hope. The man wears a lot of hats and does a good job. I tell you, 11-11 double would be sweet. This thing could pay boxcars. But collaborate. One final time. I chased him a couple times. Thought the fast track would get him back. Didn't last time out. But there's going to be a contested pace in here. A lot of horses that want to be on the front, near the front at 7/8. Will they be able to keep going? This horse has shown a decent late run in the past. Edric Robles teamed up with Damon for a win yesterday. Stormy Stable, Tim Hackerman for Neolithica nursed along on the lead with a really good ride. But, let's take a shot for Collaborator because I think Running River, first off the claim, your top selection. Frocks have done well off the claim. In this flow early, they waited to 30 days to hold the level. Might win the battle, the speed battle. Will he win the war? I'm not sure, but I think he's going to stay around a long way. I like Hard Spun Fantasy, turning back in distance for Mario Saray. Was in front of a couple decent horses. You know, he wasn't super close, but he beat some okay runners. You're looking at a horse like Walkaway Joe, he'd be favored in this group, I would think. So he's close enough against the right kind. 11-4-9-1. Sumo ran well in return. Just needs to move up a little bit more. Second time back for Lacey.
Absolutely. Race number 3, we're back on the turf here in this claiming 30,000, which have never won 2. Going a mile and 16th on the turf for the 3-year-olds and up. Scratches in the 2, 7, 13, 14, 15, and 16 in our AEs. Battle of Britain. Ale Trites, Georgie Vargas here, speedster inside. I definitely see that.
You've got this one into the mix, and this guy was a little bit further down in my pecking order and now back up because of the scratch of Green Beans.
Right.
Green Beans looked like he was going to be part of that pace flow. Looking at it now, good break. This is an improving horse. We've seen some of the Meadowlands horses travel and run well on the turf. This horse jumped up from a maiden 10 to a 32 in life and led a long way. I think he can get to the front and just go ahead and dictate with Vargas. I mean, maybe sneaking suspicion. Dominguez, I don't know if he's quite as quick he possibly could go. This horse is even showing a rating gear. So if you offer some value close to that 6-1 morning line, I would use. You like the 4 as well. High Tech Prince. This was a value horse for us last time out, Callie. Remember, it was why is Dominguez back on? Horse ran well, has run well. The Lasix came off a couple races back. Might get first run on the speeds because I think your deeper closers are your top selection, One Bite, and the 10 Prime to Go. Let's go to the video spotlight of Prime to Go for Ori Duarte, who's rolling right along at Laurel Park. Limited sample, but winning races. Down inside to the rail, the light blue cap, the 5 horse this particular day is Prime to Go. Just to the outside of that one is your top selection, One Bite. They kind of run a little bit as a team around the racetrack. Little cleaner trip, you would say. For One Bite, as Prime to Go had to tap the brakes, leaving the 3/16 to the 8th, was in a little bit tight. But they both kind of continue on with effort against maybe a little bit better group. Slight class drop today makes them both of them, very tough from off the pace.
I agree. Let's go ahead to race number 4, where we stick around on the turf here in this maiden special weight, going a mile and 16th for the 2-year-olds. You and I both go with the Jewish mother on top in the barn of Brittany Russell. Toledo coming off of not too long of a break, 62 days, but I like the interesting way that this horse has come up. And it also interesting that because I was talking with somebody about my theory is that I'm going against my own theory picking this horse because sometimes these horses coming out of these Kentucky Downs runs, they need a race just to kind of get settled. They just need a race after Kentucky Downs. So normally I wouldn't go with this, but I was too intrigued here, especially going for the mile and 16th.
When they enter the Brittany Russell barn, they don't need a race, right? They run. They run off layoffs. It doesn't matter. Any track, they run. And that team does a phenomenal job. At the Jewish Mother, formerly a nightclub down in Virginia Beach. They used to have some bands down there at the Jewish Mother.
That's
ran quite well in its turf debut at a mile. The winner of that race came back to run pretty well. Next time out at Kentucky Downs, your race. Made a bold kind of 3-4 wide move upper stretch. No threat to the winner, who ended up galloping and came back as a favorite, but had a lot of traffic in the Grade 3 Matron. I think Jewish Mother will be forwardly placed here, bring a little finish. These races at a mile and 16 for the 2-year-olds, a lot of them stretching out on the turf. It's tough. It's a tough read, but we'll give a slight edge for Jewish Mother, the 6 for Brittany Russell. 2-horse, Mr. Mendelssohn, I think is going to offer some value. Couple little sneaky pickups here. We got a top turf rider, Georgia Ruiz, beating a pole. Blinkers on last time on the dirt. Comes back to the turf. First time blinkers turf. Bobble taking 4 wide in that try 2 races back. Okay. The number's not awful comparatively. You see a couple horses out of that Lordly race. At that kind of number, I think this horse can work out a better trip, ground saving. And look at the Carlos Mencia barn the last 30 days. 5 for 21. 7 for 21 in the money with an ROI 5.29. Did hit with a turf winner in Katie's Notion. Dad's Tap will be around a long way. Has the stamina build up off of a couple routes and has been tested on the front end and is held okay. Pharaoh's Mark, I should say. Susan Cooney, first time starter here late in the year, going to try to get on the turf. Definitely there's some breeding there. The bottom side, Purple Trillium, did win debut at a mile, running a 79 buyer. This mare is hit with a first-time starter. Multiple turf winning sibs, worth a little bit of a look here at a big number. Race 4, Yeah, that's a head scratcher kind of a race.
Evidence is all there for your value play. We'll
Okay.
remind you guys of that after the show. Let's discuss race number 5 that not only starts our stakes action, but also starts the Rainbow Pick 6. I've got a ticket that I've got lined up for you guys. Could not find a single on it whatsoever. $28.80. I find a lot of cases for a couple of horses you could single on days. That is the horse. We'll discuss race number 7. Very interesting race, though. I think they're the two that I have underneath, potentially a bit underrated. We'll have a video on the number 7 shortly there, $28.80. Let's talk the James F. Lewis III Stakes, 3/4 of a mile on the dirt here for the 2-year-old. Scratch in the 5. It's Hammer Time. He ran in New York just last weekend. You go with the number 4 in Sacred Thunder, Gary Cap. The other Gary Cap, this time with Javian Toledo here in the saddle.
The other Gary Cap. And let's go ahead right to the video then of Remarkably, Do It for Michael, Sacred Thunder. They were all in this race on the Maryland Million Day, the Maryland Million Nursery. Do It for Michael, you're going to see in between the 4 horses particular day, did recover from a stumble out of the gate. There it is for that one. And Remarkably, who, was outer post, did break in a little bit of a brush. Making the wide move, here comes Remarkably, the 8. Inside, Do It for Michael. We talked about this track. Maybe not the best part of the track was the inside. This horse holds very well, Do It for Michael, and he's shown the ability to come from just off the pace. Sacred Thunder, I think, just might be getting a little bit better with each try. Moves down to, I thought, the worst part of the racetrack, the last 16th of a mile, 8th of a mile, and continues on willingly. This pace is going to be honest. I think it could definitely be contested if the 3 breaks sharp. And Saxton, who was dead game inside of a couple horses around the turn in its second dirt debut, leaving it for Sacred Thunder to maybe go ahead and stalk and just move into it a little bit better price. I think the value holds here for the other Gary Cap. Remarkably very good blinkers going on this afternoon. You saw that race, kind of the 5-4 wide trip after some early trouble out of the gate. Dead game, hasn't run. This is a shorter field, highly competitive, a lot of talent in race 5, the James F. Lewis.
Want to spread there a little bit. We'll
Really
be right
good
back.
race.
Yeah, very good race. We'll be right back after this commercial break to discuss the rest of Saturday's card. Welcome back. Of course, we kick things right back into action with our Jackpot Super High 5. Also starts the late pick 5 as well. Back on the turf, a really nice action-packed starter optional 12-5 here. A mile and 16th for these girls, 3 and up. Scratches in the 2, 9, 12, 14, and 16. Okay. 13 runs. All Keith, right. You go with the number 6. Pistol is ablazing. We have not, first time on the turf. Never seen the turf here for Jamie Ness and Jamie Rodriguez, but those are nice, flashy numbers on the dirt, aren't they?
Yeah, there's a couple logical horses here that we've got them on. The 3 and the 10, I think you've definitely got to use.
No, I like this top pick.
And this is just, a little flyer. Ness is a reclaim here for 75, galloped on the dirt. I'm thinking, why is he going on the turf with this filly, or this mare, I should say?
Right.
She's had 24 starts. I mean, you can't wait and find a dirt. It just seems so odd that it might just work.
Yes.
And it's the top side that kind of gets me there. Right. Daredevil, 17% with the turf sprinters, only 7% with the route. But you know what? I'll take that top number for the sprints and make it work. Pistol is ablazing. I don't think I want her to kind of go out and be involved with Esperanza, who's quick fireball. I should say double fireball. I think be up there close. Red Wind, maybe even Don't Tell Darren. But just an interesting little shot. The horses I think you can trust should be She Is Whiskey. We've talked about, and this one's off a long layoff, but she got it done with Prowling Tiger.
Yesterday.
She's 6 for 19 the last couple years. Over 180-day layoff with these turf runners. That's just strong. And brought a big kick 2 races back on the page. That was second before the break. So She Is Whiskey certainly works. But Go-Go Chanel is holding very good form. Here's another Damon runner live all day long. Last time out, look at the internals, 24 and 3, 49 and 1, 13. Just a pedestrian-like pace that Esperana got away with on the front end. Go-Go Chanel closed into that. It's always an angle that I like. Don't like the 10 post, but I do think Rosado's going to be able to kind of draft in early. You know, if he can avoid a 4-wide trip the first turn, we can make things work from there from off the pace. 6, 3, 10, 13. Does draw in as a live horse. Was able to beat Red Wind. Believe it might have been up in New Jersey. But Red Wind needs a cleaner start. It does work. I think this horse is going to make it move around the 3/8, battle. Just don't know about the final 16th for Red Wind off of recent form.
Sure. Nope. Get it.
But she works underneath for me.
I was very tempted with the 13 there. 6, 3, 10, 13 for Keith Fustel there. In our late pick 5 in our jackpot super high 5 race, we're back to stakes action here in the 7th race in the Smart Halo. This is the race that I'm looking most forward to all day, Keith. 6 furlongs on the dirt for the 2-year-old filly. Starts your late pick 4 ticket.
Yeah, late pick 4, and lots of ways to go here. Interesting set of 2-year-olds. We've got the fillies, we've got the boys today, and these are good horses. I mean, it's nice to have, you know, this kind of talent in these stakes. So 267 Days Caprice, Oliveira. I think that's a user. This horse ran against a good horse last time out down in Kentucky. Race 8, 3 deep as well. 2, 7, 11. Paper Mansion, all she does is run first or second. What a phenomenal couple years that mare's had. Race 9, we slim it down a little bit. 3, Foxy Jr., 6, Foggy Night. We'll get to that play at a 12-1 morning line. And race 10, 2, 3, and 12, Top Blood. Come back to that one for Jose Corrales, Irish Indigo, and Daddy Yankee. $27 for the late pick 4.
Yeah, there we go. I like that ticket structure there. As I mentioned, starts back in the Smart Halo here. Let's just discuss and let's get right to it. You and I both go with Days, the very highly touted Brittany Russell horse. I want to talk about your. I actually.
Wait a second.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, I'm 6-7-2-1, I believe, in race 7.
There we go. Just a little bit of a typo. 6-7-2-1. Let's discuss your number 6 Caprice with the Cal Lynch on top. Let's go ahead and take a look at that effort last time in the Small Wonder Stakes 2 back over at Delaware.
Yeah, it was, you know, this kept the record intact at 3 for 3. Unfortunately, suffered a tough trip in the White Clay Creek, but this one horse has been dominant at Delaware in these sprints, able to kind of prompt the pace, be right up there with it, and finish. Determined through the final 1/8 of a mile in these races, widening under a drive here, fully extended to the wire. But I think turning back in distance, this outer draw just might help her, and I think she shows the ability to come from a little bit further back if need be. There's some speed in here, no doubt about it. She's going to be part of it. Days, what will she do turning back from the 7/8? She's shown a rating gear. But I'm going to come back to Caprice. Looking at the last 5 years on the dirt is a little stat for Cal Lynch. 7 for 18, 39% with the 2-year-olds in the non-graded stakes events on the dirt. With ROI, it's below 2, but that winning percentage is kind of staggering.
Right.
So we're going to take a shot with Caprice. Video for
Oliveira.
Oliveira, that's
Oliveira
right.
coming over from that Churchill Downs race. Prior to this, didn't have the best of breaks. Had a little bit of shuffling back and forth on the front end.
But I tell you what, it's poised there. 3 wide, 3 deep, just off of Echo Sound. Echo Sound, she's a pretty nice 2-year-old filly. She goes up and wins a stake at Keeneland with an 84. And this Phil Schoenthal trainee outside for owner Matthew Groff, an $11,000 purchase. I love this. Bargain price, never, ever gives up. Actually cuts back into the margin. It looked like a little bit the last 70 yards. Again, looks to be able to be positioned just off the pace, bringing that finish at Churchill Downs down in Kentucky. I think this is a user. Days is your top selection, has done absolutely nothing wrong.
Sure.
She's going to be a shorter price in here. I'm just looking for a little bit of value. You see the comment, in hand, Rouse 316. So, yes, she was able to clear fields that maybe she was supposed to from that. Because matching it up, this is a test for her stepping up against this group. Let's see if she can pass it. But that gives me a little help that she can sit just off of it if need be. Maybe she's just too fast early and go. So 6-7-2-1 for me in race 7.
There we go. And let's go ahead to race number 8, back on the turf in the allowance. Optional 40,000 going a mile and an eighth for the girls 3 and up. Scratches in the 1 and the 4. Keith, you go with the number 7 on top. Paper Mansion, who's going to be your speed, which kind of fits with how this turf is going for Jamie Ness and Jamie Rodriguez.
I know what I did here. I was probably typing all over the place this morning. So
with some of these late
yeah,
scratches
I'd expected that yesterday after the after the game,
Yes.
but not this morning. I was tied on, sharp, ready to go. Paper Mansion, Circle Home.
Yeah.
I can flip them. That doesn't matter. But Paper Mansion, man, how good has she been? Did we have the video of her?
We do not. We have
We
a
did.
video
Okay,
on
that's
Circle
right. I
Home
took
and the
that one
Maryland
out. But
Million ladies.
Paper Mansion, you look at her last couple of years, her record is just absolutely phenomenal. 13 wins from 20 starts. She can use that speed to her advantage. The kicker with her, though, in today's race, Precious Avery drawing in could be a little bit of a thorn, who went really, really fast a couple of weeks ago. And you've got a horse by the name of This Name Is Okay, who stumbled, lost all chance when facing Paper Mansion last time. But Paper Mansion, she has shown the ability. She can get the mile and a half. She can just off of it. She knows where the wire is. In for the 40 today. But Circle Home, how about her recent form?
Right.
87, 88 buyer figures the last 2. Should just love the mile and an eighth against this group. And here we go back to Maryland Million Day. And the ladies, there's no way anybody's going to run down Precious Avery, right? Man, Circle Home, we've got her 20 lengths out of it after a half mile. She was way back. That field was just strung out. Look at this determined, relentless run as we put in, and just up at the wire. Back at it at a mile and an eighth. You're looking at the flow again. It's got to be quick. Paper Mansion, This Name Is Okay. Precious Avery, something just might have to give up front. So we're going to use that one. Life, Love, and Laughter certainly is a horse. Tougher draw, but with Karamanos, she can take further back. She was denied by Paper Mansion in her most recent start. She can ramp it up from further back.
7-2-11-10 there in race number 8 for our nice stakes action. Race number 9, the 38 Go-Go on the dirt, a mile and a 16th for the girls 3 and up. Keith, you and I both go with the number 3. Let's go ahead and take a look at Foxy Jr. winning the Maryland Million Distaff.
Talk about another one on a roll. What you want? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of her last 6 for our man Bernie Houghton coming in here for Diane Stern. Sitting at a good part of the racetrack this day and tracking an honest pace, 23:45 and 3. That second quarter awfully sharp, and she was into it. She was part of it. She makes that initial move, and she goes clear. And she has to fend off Sheila's War Cloud, who makes a good run from the back of the. Yeah, she does. But I tell you what, Foxy Jr. to hold on after making that early move into this flow says a lot about her. She's capable at a route of ground. Continental Congress just to her inside today will go ahead and go. That's her game. And a couple of these other ones want to be close. So I can see Torres being able to slide to the inside and work an inside-out trip for Foxy Jr. today.
Certainly.
And keep her winning ways going.
I like your value underneath Foggy Knight, Butch Reed, Abner Adorno. You have a nice stat for us here for this one coming off of this Parks effort.
Yeah, Butch Reed, just when he ships down here, just pay attention. The last 5 years on the dirt, 29%, 7 for 24, 14 for 24 in the money. Non-graded stakes at Laurel, 263 ROI. This is going to be her fifth race, fourth this year, and it looks like she's ramping back up to her best stride. Can she pair up? I mean, she's gone up the last couple. Top number on the page is an 86 when she got the better of some good horses in the Catherine Sophia as a 3-year-old. Last time out, she chased Irish Maxima, who was the lone speed, was able to control it. She didn't break the greatest, was hustled up, never given a breather, and she just kept trying through the final 3/16 of a mile. I love this effort. A little more ground for her. She can definitely grind here from just off of it and be a major player at a good number. You've got this one in the mix as well at 12-1 morning line.
Absolutely. 3-6-5-4 for the 38 Go-Go for Keith Fusel.
Yeah.
And we go to our finale here on the dirt. 7 furlongs, maiden claiming 45 for these 2-year-olds. You talk all over the place here, Keith. And you can make a case for a lot of horses in this race. Talk about your number 2, Top Blood, 6-1 on the morning line here, stretching back out to the 7 furlongs.
Chased this guy last time. Comes back kind of quick. Maiden special to maiden claiming a good move, good percentage, good ROI for Corrales. They went quick. Went a little bit quicker than I thought going 3 quarters. Back out to the 7 furlongs might be just a little bit more relaxed of a flow. We saw this guy kind of get into it 2 races back and stay around against a good group. I think that's going to be the key here today. Things not as fast and furious up front. Be involved early. Keep the attention of Top Blood, and he stays around. Your 12, Daddy Yankee. Yeah, it's faced the right kind. The first 2 starts, Repeater Rosa Shakira Fire, winner of the Maryland Million on Maryland Million Day. Why not? Unruly, 3 deep, altered in, comes back as a first-time gelding, this homebred for designated hitters. Legitimate shot. Another one to get position early and kind of stay from the 3/8 full home.
Okay, there we go. 212, 311. Anything to add on Irish Indigo or the 11 Parlay for Destiny?
I didn't think Parlay for Destiny's debut was that bad. Beaten 6, but the number sticks. Kissling in the mix, become a little bit of a key. Shooter's got to shoot. Jason didn't run too bad the other day. So first-time gelding for that one works. Irish Indigo comes out of a key race. Was scratched, I think, back on the 17th, but worked a couple days later. So maybe things are just fine for Irish Indigo. There's Robles on, right? Rider doing well. Also, Lee Bump did churn on willingly the final 1/8 of a mile.
Right.
I know beating 11. I'm not paying attention. That was a pretty good group. That J.J. Zoe came back a stakes winner next time out in Wild and Crazy Night, ran a big race at Delaware Park.
Thank you, Keith. 212, 311 there in our finale. Wanted to dive into your value plays as well. You start things early in race number 4 with the number 2, Mr. Mendelsloh, Carlos Mencia, Georgie Ruiz on the turf.
We got a slew of values. First
You
race,
do.
15-1. Damon to Collaborate. We'll give you this one, Mr. Mendelsloh. I just like that you got Ruiz here. You got a barn that's kind of clicking right now. The last 30 days we talked about it, a high percentage, 529 ROI. And this horse is there's like graded stakes turf within this family. So the blinkers going on second time, but the first time blinkers on the turf. Yeah, Ruiz, get a little covered up, trip, and carry on from the quarter pole home at a number.
Let's also talk your value play in the 38 Go-Go in race in the horse number 6, Foggy Night, Butch Reed, Abner Adorno, a value of 12-1.
Yeah, he just brings runner after runner after runner. They all compete when they come down here. A good percentage in these 2-year-old, any non-graded stakes, I should say, not the 2-year-old version, but Foggy Night. She's ready, I think, to run her best race. Didn't have the best of trips last time, but was dead game behind a really good horse. So I think she moves up again as a player here. She'll have to grind it out. She's going to have a little flow. I think she's going to like the setup she's going to get today.
Keith, thank you so much. We're going to go ahead to Dave Rodman for some more changes and scratches here on this lovely Saturday card.
All right, good luck, everybody.